Hello and welcome to Arcade Spotlight. We're glad you can join us from the vast regions of space to follow us on this epic journey through arcade history. In today's episode, we'll be taking a look at a fondly remembered fantasy game that came from the same people that brought you Death Race and Mousetrap, that has you going on an adventure, minus the A and the D.
Is a forgotten kind of a almost unknown game.
Venture was released in 1981 by Exidy. It was conceived as an action game meant for 1 to 2 players, and it comes in an upright cabinet.
Venture was developed by an arcade company, Exidy, 1981, and released with a lot of other classics in that time frame to arcades across the country. I do remember playing it in an arcade that I can't remember the name of. It was a smaller arcade in '82, maybe.
Basically, you're in a maze, and you enter. There will be 4 rooms on each level. You enter a room, and you have monsters to fight, and you have to get a treasure and escape the room. You complete all 4 rooms, and you complete the level and move on to the next. You collect the 4 treasures from each level. One of the earliest collectathons I remember, not the first, but one of the earlier collectathons I remember seeing.
It's reminiscent of Berserk with a smiling guy that runs around and shoots people with a bow and arrow. Winky is his name, mind you. I'm like, I don't know. You have to kill 3 characters on the initial level for each one. If you kill anything, God help you, it takes forever. Even though it's dead, it'll still kill you.
It reminds me a lot of Space Dungeon, to explore the rooms and get the treasure and then get the heck out before the reminiscent of Berserk Evil Otto comes and finds you.
Do you think the control panel's okay? Had any trouble with that joystick?
The joystick needs work.
The joystick is awful. Lousy joystick.
It's a bigger joystick than any other arcade cabinet I've ever seen.
Little known by a lot of people is this is one of the first pressure-sensitive joysticks to be utilized in an arcade game, and it's one of my favorites.
I can remember playing this on the ColecoVision and having a good time. It's been years since I've seen it, so when I saw the level with the diamond and the moving walls again, it immediately brought back I remember this game.
My first experience with the game is on the ColecoVision. I played that port a lot. First thing I remember seeing is all those question marks, and I wanted to fill all those treasures and find out what all that was. And then I found out later after the 3rd level they repeat. I'd say the arcade version is harder than what I remember on the ports. Definitely, as with all arcade machines, they were set to higher difficulty.
I would say the game is almost a rip-off of Adventure from the Atari. In that sense, that yes, you're running around, you're the little dot, and you're trying to move through things. You're trying to collect the treasures, yes.
In the arcade version, you can shoot in the outer maze. You can shoot at the monsters, although you can't kill them, so there's no point to really be able to shoot them. So I think that might be why that feature was done away with on the ports.
Venture was able to do fine in the arcades, but it did exceptionally better when it was ported to the home consoles of the day. It certainly was inspired by other games of the time, but the character's name may have went on to inspire a certain children's character, but that's a far stretch.
I'd say it's a Dungeons and Dragons type of experience without being too heavy on the graphics. It's an investment of about maybe 10 or 15 minutes.
My experience was pretty frustrating, and I don't know if that's because, like you say, the joystick hasn't aged well on it, or it needs a rebuild, but I didn't fare well at all because I couldn't control it correctly, I don't think.
I don't know if that joystick if they designed it that way for longevity on location, to be tough so kids wouldn't hang on it and break it. It's the only reason I can think of for why it was built so heavy. I think people remember it most for the ports on the Atari and the ColecoVision. It seem like it got remembered that well as some of the other arcade machines, but it is a good game.
In the arcade, not as much fun. Like I said, you run around, you shoot things, you have to dodge stuff, you collect the treasures, you move on to the next level, it gets harder. Okay to play, but not my all-time fave. I probably, if I had $1, would spend it on other games other than Venture. But again, the ColecoVision version, much better, a lot more playable, and much more entertaining.
While Venture isn't really remembered in its original arcade cabinet, it's still remembered as a fun title with straightforward gameplay that anybody could get the hang of. But if you ever find the arcade game, you should take the time to try it out if you're up for a challenge or going on a simple adventure. This has been Arcade Spotlight. I'm Jacob Ross, and we'll see you soon. Want to play the games featured on the show? Come check us out. We're located at 4840 East Jasmine Street, number 102, Mesa, Arizona, 85205 near Falcon Field and the Monastery. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to support the channel by giving us a like, comment, sharing the video around, and hitting that subscribe button. It really helps us out. You can also find us on our Facebook and our personal website. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll be seeing you. There you go. Dave likes joysticks.
Dave doesn't like that joystick.
Why?
That joystick is huge. Dave likes a joystick that's nice, small, compact, easy to maneuver. That joystick is way, way too big.
But if you... Why am I f***ing up? I'm second guessing myself. You should take the time to try it out. It's a But if you ever find the arcade game... But if you ever find the arcade game...